Earlier we mentioned City Council discussing the hunt for a new city manager. Mayor Steve Adler is here now to talk about where we stand in that process. Thanks for being here.
Always good to be here.
I know it's a lengthy process. Back in February we said it would take about 6 weeks to kind of come up with some candidates and then 10 weeks to do the interviews. Where are we right now?
Well, we'd actually talked at the very beginning about a 9 to 10 month process, and we're still tracking that. But now we're going to go out to the community and ask for the community to help develop what will be our criteria. What are we looking for in a new city manager? We have a stakeholder group that's been formed, a citizen panel, person nominated by each member of the council. My nominee chairs that. And they'll be working now, outreaching to the community in all of the districts so that everybody gets to participate. This is an important decision. We'll have this done this fall.
How important is it for the city of Austin? I know Mark Ott was instrumental in a lot of decisions made at the city level. What will this person need to do in order to fit in? We have a new council, 10-1. So this is a new process for us when it comes to finding a new city manager, because Mark Ott was the city manager for such a long time.
It is, and when you think about the form of government in the city of Austin, the best way to understand it is the city manager is actually the CEO of the city. It's the person that runs the city and implements the policy as adopted by the council. So the council is more like a board of directors. I'm more like the chairman of the board. But the city manager is the CEO. So it's an incredibly important position in this city.
SB4 has been talked about a lot here, especially with the city or the state leaders talking about this. But last week we had some important decisions that were made in other counties that could potentially affect us. One in particular down in Bexar County with the San Antonio judge down there ruling in favor.
Absolutely. Two important things that happened last week on the Senate Bill 4 issue. The first one is that the head federal judge for the Western District of Texas, which includes Austin but is seated in San Antonio, the head judge was looking at the sheriff in San Antonio in Bexar County who was accepting the voluntary warrantless detainers that our sheriff was not, and ruled that the sheriff there was violating the Constitution in doing that. So he basically upheld what the sheriff in Travis County has been saying all along.
Basically, there was somebody who was being held who did not have any criminal charges against them, but being held on the detainer, correct?
Being held on a detainer, and complained about that hold. And the judge said that person was right, that it was unconstitutional to do that without a warrant. So now we have Senate Bill 4 that makes mandatory for sheriffs to comply with what the court has now said is an unconstitutional mandate. And that's one of the reasons why we've challenged that law in court, because we believed that it was unconstitutional. So a judge in San Antonio has consolidated all of the cases, because El Paso sued, Dallas is
6
sued.
cities, I think, total, right?
Yeah, lots of cities. Virtually all the major cities are in. He's now consolidated all those cases and set the first hearing on the preliminary injunction about whether or not Senate Bill 4 should go into effect very rapidly. In fact, he set that preliminary hearing 2 weeks from today. And it just so happens that the same judge who has consolidated all the cases and has set that quick hearing is the same judge that just ruled last week that the warrantless detainer requests were unconstitutional.
This could be a lengthy process, though, right? I mean, it could have to go through many appeals.
And there will, and it'll go up and down. There'll be victories and defeats over a long period of time. This case will probably work its way to the United States Supreme Court. But it's an important issue for us to move forward. It contains provisions, including one that would make me eligible to be removed from office if I endorse a position different than what the law provides. And I just don't think that can be right. I think as a leader, I'm expected to endorse positions all the time, and you can't remove someone from office for doing that. So there are lots of reasons that we really do need to get this in front of a court to decide what's right.
So to speak for your people, for sure.
That's right.
Mayor, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Always interesting topics of conversation. Still ahead when we come